keep talking and I'll leave this all in the video.
Oh, sorry.
It's rolling. What do you mean?
So it's like a good break.
What do you mean? So, sorry. Hello, my name is Patricia, also known as God's Design 1 here on YouTube.
Can we start over?
Oh gosh. Hey, beef it up. Hey.
Don't put this on the outtakes.
Hello, my name is Patricia, also known as God's Design 1 here on YouTube.
And hi, my name is Alice. I'm Patricia's sister, guest starring on her channel today.
And welcome to my channel. Alright, so I got this question on a video in the comment section on my vlog channel, but I thought I would answer it in the form of a video here on my main channel, just because I feel like there are more subscribers here on this channel. Not only that, I know there are a lot of my subbies that are nurses, so I wanted to be able to give this subscriber the most information that she can get. So I wanted to be able to have you guys also participate in the comment section, so she'll have a lot to read and a lot of tools. That brings us to the topic. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read you what she wrote to me in the comment section on a random video. So let's get started. Okay, so it says, hi, her name is Miss T Glam Girl. Hey girl, look, we're doing the video. I know I said I would post it by Friday. I think it's like a month ago is what YouTube says, so my bad. But we're getting it now. Okay. So it says, hi subby, been a subby for a while, love your channel. Was wondering, can you do a video on nursing school, study tips, clinicals, what to expect, etc. I'm starting nursing school in the fall and I'm very excited but also nervous on what is to come. Your insight would be helpful. Okay, alright, this is it. Okay, I'm putting this away. Just to give you guys a quick background. I am a registered nurse. I have a bachelor's of science in nursing. I graduated in May of 2012. Started my first job on a medical surgical floor here in northern Alabama in late August, early September 2012. I've been working on the floor now for 9 months, and my sister here recently graduated from nursing school. She got pinned last. Hey, beef it up. Hey, she got pinned last Thursday. Graduated commencement service last Saturday. So yeah, she's fresh out of nursing school, so it's all in her mind. The emotions are still there. So we'll be able to give you kind of, the fresh new grad and the sort of early career nursing experience. And I'm hoping that there's more of you guys out there who are like 5, 10, hopefully even 15 years plus nursing that can give her a little bit more insight to the profession itself. Okay, so let's dive into it. Let's go ahead and start with expectations. Expectations for nursing school. What do you think?
I think that you should have a plan to be out and be done as soon as possible, because you don't want to be there for forever. But you have to also try to understand that things happen along the way and there are obstacles and there are setbacks. So if something does happen where you can't, I don't know if it's a 2-year program or a 4-year program, but if something happens along the way which delays your time being finished, don't give up. Nursing school is all about perseverance and just trying to make it all the way until
be prepared for there may be setbacks, and be prepared for that. Also, be prepared for it not to be easy. Be prepared for nursing school to be your life, and I don't mean it necessarily in a negative way, but it's good to walk into a situation feeling prepared. And so don't be prepared to have a life. You're not gonna have one. Not with nursing school. Not with nursing school. It's not gonna happen. So be prepared to be clinicals, 6 a.m., 6:30, 6:45, 7 o'clock, being there dumb early in the morning for no reason. You get up before the sun to make sure you're at clinicals, you know what I mean? Prepared for that. Be prepared for hard classes. Be prepared for tough teachers. Be prepared for, why is there a fruit fly?
But also, with that being said, it will take over your life, but also try to have some sort of outlet or some sort of break time, because it will take over your life and you need something there to keep your sanity.
Right. So expectations for clinicals. What can you expect from clinicals? Recommendations for clinicals.
Clinicals is just so much, in and of itself. But most schools have a specific dress code, uniform, and things that you have to have on you at all times when you go to clinicals. So try to remember to bring all those stuff with you. Be prepared for your clinicals, because it's a lot to remember. Sometimes you'll just look, you'll be there and you'll remember that you forgot your stethoscope.
Right.
You know, you don't want that to happen. So if it takes writing down a list so you can remember what to bring, then do that so that you have that when you wake up in the morning so you can remember. Because you always want to go prepared to your clinical, because your teachers will check you and make sure that you have those things.
Yes, my instructor, especially for the first few weeks, every time we went in, it was hemostat, check, scissor, check, notepad, check, black ink pen, check, you know, shoes. We had to wear either white stockings or white socks. Okay, one or the other or both. So she checked for that. She checked to make sure we had the right type of shoes, made sure they were clean. Please make sure you wash your uniform, whether it be white, we wore white. Whether you wear blue, whether you wear yellow, red, make sure it's clean, make sure that thing is ironed. Let me tell you, your patients will judge you based on how you look. Your teachers will judge you based on how you present yourself. So, you know, sometimes it's funny because if you lack in certain areas, make sure you're good at things you can be good at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Getting dressed and being clean, coming to you, that is something that's easy. Make sure that you have an A+ on appearance, you know what I'm saying, in the way you carry yourself. So.
Right. Please don't come to clinicals like you just rolled out of bed.
No.
Okay, we know it's early.
Yes.
It is at 6 o'clock a.m., but please. And also try to get a good night's sleep before you go. You know, things happen, you know, but...
Studying, you might have a test the next day after clinical. Or
really try to get that 8 hours in, 7, you know, something, so that you don't come to clinicals tired, because that whole day will be a drag if you are tired.
Right. And make sure you show up on time. Please, dear God, do not show up to your clinical late. Most programs, I have not heard of a program that will not send a student home for showing up late, okay, after the grace period. That's if you have one. Make sure that you set 15 million clocks. I mean, the night before clinical, I couldn't get into that good sleep for real, because I knew that clinical was the next day. God forbid, I would always have like this fear in my heart that I would miss all my alarms and that I would be late. I would wake up at 3 p.m. Everyone's back from clinical. For most programs, you know, you have to make up your clinical. For our program, we had to make it up, and then you had to have a one-on-one clinical with the teacher, and you had to pay her per hour the amount of clinical time that you lost. So if it was a 12-hour clinical, you paid her, I think, what was it, $20 per hour? What was ours? I can't remember. Pay the teacher per hour for her time for the clinical that you missed. I've heard of programs that you have to make it up that way, plus you got to do a paper. You do not want to miss, if you can help it, do not miss clinical. Another thing we were talking about earlier is make sure you maximize on your clinical time. Make sure you can, make sure you offer help or your services when you can. A lot of times things will present itself. You know, the nurse will be like, hey, there needs to be an IV or an IV started in such and such room. There may be no students assigned to that room, but they're leaving it open for one of the students to start. Offer up your services, volunteer yourself, you know what I mean? Even though you're not successful the first time, it's still an experience to go back to draw back on, so you can learn, you know, for the next experience.
Right, because in clinicals, you know, you're in the hospital, you're on the floor with other nurses, and a lot of times those nurses, they don't really like students on the floor because you're in the way, you're taking up their chairs, you know, and you're more of a burden than anything else. So you want to always try to be an asset to the floor. When you're offering up your services like that, they'll miss you when you're gone, because it's like, you know, they had a bed bath, you know, that a student could have done, or made a bed that a student could have done, you know. So if you're always constantly offering up your services, the nurses will want you there and they'll want to help you. So when they do have something, they'll be like, oh, Patricia, could you go do this bed bath for me? I have a bed bath in room so and so.
Right. Every experience, every skill, from the guttermost to the uttermost skill, okay? From oral care, help us God, from oral care to hygiene to bed making, up to inserting Foleys, into medication administration, starting IVs. Every single skill you will use later, and it is vital. So take the opportunity to do any of them, any and all of them if you can. So the next subject is study tips. Study tips. I know Alice is going to be excited about this, so we'll go ahead and let her start out.
Study tips.
Study tips.
Read your textbook, guys.
Read that book.
Read the textbook. I know that fundamentals textbook, it's huge, it's like this big, but you gotta read those chapters. It's a lot, you know, but you want to at least skim the chapter.
At least read the chapter before you come to class. If you don't read the whole chapter, like she said, glance over it. Read the objectives. do something, read over the definitions, the highlighted points in the chapter, know what the teacher, the instructor, the professor is going to be talking about before you enter your class period.
Right, because it also enhances your learning because you already have an idea about what's going to be said, and then it's just reinforced by what is being said in class. So it really does actually help to read the chapter before you come to class. And also, you know, the teachers really, they can't test you on stuff that's not in the book. You know, they're not just making this stuff up. It's there.
Right.
You have to read it.
Right.
And when you read it, you'll do better on your test.
Go through and when you come to class, if you already read the chapter, you'll understand. You'll have a general understanding as to the topic that's going to be discussed. Now, when you come to class, the teacher is not going to be able to go over everything. It's just like, I think our fundamentals class was 5 hours long. 5 hours long twice a week. She can't go over everything. Even with that much time, she still can't go over everything. So what she does go over, go ahead and highlight it in the book, underline it in the book, so you'll be able to do focus studying. But we were talking about this earlier. Still, you got to read that whole chapter and make sure you understand the fundamental basics of that whole chapter, because HESI wants you to know that whole chapter.
Boards wants you.
And NCLEX wants you to know that whole chapter, not just what your teacher went over. So it's important to pass them tests.
Right.
But it's important for you to pass that main test at the end, and that's them boards, that's them NCLEX. At the end of the day, if you go through nursing school, you don't pass your boards, you're not an RN.
Right.
So make sure you understand the information. Another thing I want to say, and I think my sister touched on it, because we did kind of talk this through before we actually started recording, and she was talking about concept maps. And it's a very good visual way of connecting the dots. But even if you're not a visual person, you will still benefit from connecting the dots. So if they're like, for instance, there's a patient that's suffering from shortness of breath. What are the things that you can do to make the patient more comfortable? You know, you could have shortness of breath in the middle. Visually draw outlines out of that circle, and raising the head of the bed at 30 degrees or 45 degrees or above. Administering breathing treatments, whether it be albuterol, adjuvant, whatever. What are the things that you can do to make that patient a little bit more comfortable? So connect the dots. Connect it from the pathophysiology. What is it? Maybe it's asthma. Maybe there's impaired gas exchange in the alveoli. Make sure you connect the dots, because it helps you to be able to understand everything.
It does. It helps organize your thinking.
Right. Organize your thinking. Critical thinking is like the word you will hear over and over and over, or the term you'll hear over and over and over in nursing school. I mean, really, and it's basically learning how to think like a nurse.
And when you get that thought process down, it's easy.
It's like the light, right. But then getting that light to come on, like that's what the hard part is. But once that light is on, I mean, you got it. I mean, really, if your light turns on your freshman year, you are smooth sailing, I promise you. But I don't think mine turned on until after I graduated. Let's just get that out. Group studying, we talked about that too.
Study in groups, not big groups. You don't want it to become a party.
Yeah,
but 2 or 3 people, who you feel have different styles of thinking that you could benefit from, and also it reinforces what you already know. So if you think that you're solid in the information and you study with 2 or 3 other people, it's like you're teaching them, and then it helps you to retain the information better as well.
Definitely, but don't neglect your personal studying. Personal studying plus group, I think, is really a good combination and really help you to be more successful. Recommendations for your whole program, Alice. Let's go.
Throughout your whole entire program, you need to find some sort of outlet. For me, it was playing the piano. I also like to read. My mom used to say, how could you read novels when you have to read those nursing textbooks? But, for me, that's just what it was. So whatever it is that is your outlet, that you can find time to break away from nursing, whether it be for like a couple of hours, do that, so that nursing doesn't just completely take over your life, because it can become really, really, really overwhelming. And if you don't have that time to just for yourself, it can be really overtaxing physically and emotionally. So you want to have that time.
Definitely. Remember that nursing is one of the very few bachelor's degrees that you can walk out of graduation and get a job. Most of the other degrees you have to go further on, like they're saying the master's to become the next bachelor's, because most professions you need a master's degree in order to be eligible to enter the workforce. But in our particular degree, I mean, we get our bachelor's and we're automatically eligible for any job. So you gotta understand there's a lot of pressure on us to make sure that we have the most information that we can get in the 4 years, 5, 6, 7, however long it takes you to get through nursing school. So my recommendation would be is find a good support system, whether it be, you know, family members, classmates. Get to know your classmates. This is, I mean, y'all made this in. I mean, people. There's tons of people that, you know, try to enter into nursing school that don't get in. These people are your family. I mean, just last March we had like our 2012 reunion. I got to see a few of them at Alice's graduation as well. They are my family. When I see them, I think back to those moments like, hey, we went through this journey together. Get to know your classmates. Create a source system. Support system. For me, it was as family, friends. God was like, I mean, literally, if you don't know him now, you'll get to know him, because at some point during your nursing program you will call on his name to help you, whether it be through a test for a clinical skills check off. You may not know what that is now, but it's basically testing your skills. You have to perform skills on a dummy. Trust me, you and a teacher by yourself, you're giving a certain amount of time to, you know, guys, it's stressful, okay? And you will get to know that, the stress that is nursing school. But if you find a good support system, I promise you can make it. If you find study tips that work for you, or study methods that work for you, I promise you, you'll make it. It's obtainable. Definitely, it's obtainable. You will be able to do it. Just make sure you keep focused, you know, and keep your eye on the prize. And
you'll be looking around, you'll see a whole lot of nurses, but remember that every single nurse had to go through what you're going through.
Right, right. And it connects you.
Right. It's a journey, it's a process, and at the end of it all, you'll be better for it.
You're entering a definitely much needed and an interesting profession. It's not all what they say it is. It's everything more than that. I don't want to say that in a way to scare you off, but definitely it's not what I thought it was going to be. I can say that for a fact, but you know what? I love it, and I'm glad that I decided to choose this profession. It's definitely trying on every level, mental, emotional, even physical, but you know what? I love it. I love being of service to people. Make sure you know why you're doing this, and so that you'll have something to tap back into when you get discouraged, even through nursing school. So yeah, for you guys who are nurses or in nursing school that may be further along, leave your study tips, your clinical tips, your expectations, your recommendations, whatever, down in the comment section, so she can have a lot to read and just I know it would benefit her and the rest may be reading the comment section and things like that. We hope that this video was helpful to you, my girl, and to anyone that may be watching. Definitely leave any more questions down in the comment section. Even if my sister and I are unable to respond to them, I know there's somebody else that will be able to. Another thing that we want to leave open, if you're starting nursing school this fall, if you're starting nursing school August or September of 2013, we want to put you on our prayer list. I'm going to go ahead and leave my email down in the description bar. That's onegodsdesign@gmail.com. That's the gods with a Z. And just say, my name is so-and-so, I'm starting nursing school this fall 2013, I'd like you to pray for me, and we will do that, and we mean that. So definitely hit us up with an email. Otherwise, comment down below. We'll be looking forward to reading and hearing from you. To my new subscribers, thank you for joining in my journey. To everyone, thank you for watching this video, and we'll hopefully see you guys next time with another one, but I definitely will, guys. Thank you for watching this video again, and I'll see you guys next time with another one. As always, God bless.